Namaskar. I am Aparajita Roy from Loreto College, Kolkata, and I am the new intern in the Sabha. Recently, the Sabha organized for an interview with the Sabar community of Purulia. Today, I will be presenting you that interview, telling you about this story, this struggle, the living, and the culture of the Sabar community. Thank you. The name of this community is Khedia Sabar. They belong to the community of forest dwellers. This is a forest community which falls in denotified nomadic tribe category. They were one of the tribes under Criminal Tribes Act of 1871. The British had cast an act in the name of habitual offender by birth, which commits the robbery, the born criminal. When this act was amended in 1952, they had been termed as denotified tribes. Jawaharlal Nehru in 1958 nationalized the forests. Soon the Sabar faced the brunt of discrimination and were forcefully displaced from their place of habitual residence. During this process, the people of this community had set up their own group for their own rights. This organization was formed in 1949 and was called the West Bengal Khedia Samaj Kalyan Samiti. The founder, Gopi Ballabh Singh, who was from the Raj family, had this forest as the personal property of his family, and for this reason, his family also had relationship with the tribals. To unite the people of the Sabar community, the branch festival was started. It was like a small affair to gather the people of the Sabar community. To further attract the people, they put mahua, put sell in it, along with singing and dance. The only founder of this organization, who is currently 90 years of age, is still alive, and the third generation is running this organization. Today, the total population of the Sabar community is 12,024 families. The Sabar lives in 8 villages, rather 8 blocks. They have hamlets. There's a small hamlet, 2 families also have a hamlet. These people remain isolated, off stream, live away from the village. Their culture is very different from general caste society of India. They are basically nature worshippers, worshipping mountains, rivers, forest, thunderbolt, lightning. It is often observed that their food habits are way different from the rest of the society. They consume snakes, pigs, cows, goats, fish, and everything which is available to them. Many of the Sabar community do not have an Aadhaar card, which means they do not have an identification proof. Many people are not getting the declared benefit in the coronavirus pandemic. The people from Sabar community say that the current district collector is looking at them very differently. They take in their demands, also keeping a check whether the people have Aadhaar card and ration card, and if not, they are making arrangements to provide the people of Sabar community. The people of Sabar say that they have a place of education in every village. However, it stays away from the mainstream. There's a volunteer who will be in the community at the most. Most of the youth in the Sabar community are dropouts. They don't like the education system in school. There runs a feeling of inferiority in them. Just like education is free of cost in Bengal, there is no money involved till 10. But at one time, it used to be money, maybe 10 rupees or 20 rupees, says the people of Sabar community. When asked about the total number of volunteers, they say that they have 43 volunteers when they start with non-formal education in 1943. They say that now they are getting the money from donations, so the students who have studied till the 10th or 11th are getting the exam of 12th, which seems to be a positive side. The Sabar currently has 20 volunteers, of which 14 are from Sabar, 6 Mahato, and 2 from Santal community. But they are all spread around the village. Coming back to their culture, their traditional instruments include the Nagara Dhol, the Madol, and then the Tamsa and the Shehnai. The most fascinating thing about tribal society is that they give equal right to men and women. there is no dowry in the Sabar society. It is rather the opposite. Boy has to give to the girl. The father of the boy pays money to the father of the girl. There are 2 to 3 types of marriage in the Sabar society. They have their own selection. They carry out the selection in the fair, which is for them the umbrella festival. The selection is done overnight, and the next morning, the girl goes to his house with the boy, or the boy with the girl. They speak to the villagers saying that they are going home, and this is my choice. Prashant Rakshit got married to his childhood friend in 1993 and then had a daughter in 95. Prashant Rakshit's daughter, Sabri Rakshit, is 25 years old and is working in a college. She was named Sabri by Mahashweta Devi. He further says that during those times there was no electricity in the village. Their children have also grown up like that. Later, they came to the town because their daughter was suffering from a disease and therefore had to shift to a township. They plan to get their daughter married and settle down into the village. That will be their dream. Mayank Sinha, alumni of Tata Institute of Social Sciences, has been working with the Tata Trust and with them for over 3 years. Tata Trust provides for the finances of the 8 school teachers of the Sabar community. Mayank Sinha is now the founder of the organization of National Alliances for Nomadic and Semi-Nomadic Tribe. Through Tata Trusts, he started working in Purulia in 2019. Today, 4 organizations like the TIS, Tata Trust, APPI, and Praxis are supporting this work in different ways. When asked about the pandemic, they say that their handicrafts were ordered prior to the pandemic, but now they feel that it will not be bought very soon. However, they are having meetings and seminars with the APPI and big companies like Wipro so that they can put their stuff in the exhibition, like the laptop covers, file folders, pen holders. They say that the handicrafts can be customized and they make it with date palm, gnaw, and glass.